just joined us, I'm restoring with my dad this 1995 hzj75 Toyota Landcruiser. Now, it looks good, but it's gone through a lot of work. It used to be white, there was so much rust, we've fixed every dent, and we're about to put on a whole lot of accessories. But there's one crucial thing that we need to do before we can drive this Landcruiser on the road. Before we get to that, let me show you something in the back of the car that Dad put on. Right here, we've put on some toolboxes and some wheel arches. Heaps of space. These are actually brand new. Because the tray overhangs so long, we didn't want to get something that was super big and then would have an absolute terrible departure angle. So we've got one on this side and we've got one on this side. These are going to be unreal. They make it look super slick, super tidy. We'll be able to put all our recovery. We might even put a compressor in there. If you got any ideas what we should put in here, let us know. The only thing that I don't like about these wheel arches is because the tray is actually wider, the wheels stick in a whole lot more. I'd love to, I know this isn't right, almost get some spaces, or some thicker wheels. There's a good idea. So they actually go more in line. So if you have a look at this, I'd love to get this in line or maybe in a centimeter just to make sure the poke police doesn't get us. So today, we're putting the front end on this 75. Let me go get it before I tell you exactly what it is. Oh, she's heavy. I need to go to the gym. We have been sent, thanks to our friends at TJM, a front bull bar for the 75 series. Now this thing is unreal. I'll give you a close look and we'll run through all the specs of it when it's actually on the car. But let me tell you, there's obviously a couple of mounts for a UHF, obviously spotties, heaps of bar protection, and they actually look really good on the 75 as well. We've also got something else for the 75, so let me go grab that out. Well, we have a winch from TJM. This is the 9,500 pound winch with the synthetic rope. I've never actually had a winch on a car, so I am so stoked, especially because we want to take this thing up to Cape York. It's almost a given, we're gonna need a winch. So let's get this thing out of the box and let's put it on the bar. Okay, this winch looks so good. So we've got a bunch of things here that we'll need to chuck in. Manual, I'm pretty sure it also comes with a wireless remote, on and off, engaging, disengaging. Terminals behind there. We chose the black synthetic rope. You can also get these in yellow, but we just thought black would look a bit stealth. So let's get this onto that bar. Well, we got Dad in the shop now as well.
Hey, how you going? Can't wait to get this baby on the car.
We also have Tommy as well.
Mate, stoked to be here.
We even have Scott in the back. I think he's taken a few photos of the old bull bar. So if you want a very old aluminium 75 series bull bar, it'll probably be sold by the time this is up. These 4 bolts here will just screw straight go straight into here.
That's the panel there.
Space?
There's the join up.
The join's there,
yeah.
there, and there.
Yeah. See the peak of the join?
Yeah, okay.
That's just right there. So like a big long bar through there.
Nice.
Okay. We just knocked the center of the bar out, and this is where the winch will get access to it.
Because we just knocked out that panel, there's obviously some exposed metal. So right now, Tommy's got the paint and he's just touching up the exposed metal because obviously rust is the last thing we want because we spent so long getting rid of it from the 75. So this will help prevent it in the bull bar. So this here, TJM control box, is gonna go right here, a couple of 10 mils, and like a massive radiator clamp. This thing is huge. So now we're just chucking the big, almost like a radiator hose clamp and that also protects it. Well, that also holds it, I should say. So now we're putting the fair lead on. Now there's 2 bolts for this. Many hands make light work. And we'll make sure we put some Loctite on that as well, actually, before we put these in.
So we're just tapping out the nuts in the chassis rail. Had a little bit of rust and rubbish in the threads. So when we put the bull bar in, the bolts just go straight in nicely.
With the bar, we've also got new indicator lights that look pretty flash, to be honest. So we'll quickly whack these in, 2 screws, and then we can put the bar on. That was close. As always, nothing goes according to plan. We just found a little bit of, well, a slight bend where the bar goes. Nothing major really, but if you can come in here, you can see this little bit here just has a tiny bend, so we're just gonna heat it up, straighten it out. Should have done some of the wiring from the control box to the winch, but instead we didn't do it on the bench. We thought no better place than lying on the workshop floor and doing it, right? So it's actually quite lovely down here.
Okay, let's put the red, green wire to the green.
Everything is color coordinated, so it's not very hard to wire up from this side of the winch.
Well, we just got to put these they're dust covers which go over your power cables right there. So they're just plastic, stops all the dust and grime and mud getting on the contacts.
We've got most of the bolts in, all pretty loose at this stage. A little bit of crowbar action just to get the final few, just to make sure they all line up, and then we'll go through and we'll tighten them all up. These inside ones as well, then you won't do it. So we've got a couple of wires that we need to run. The first is this little earth. We've gone up behind the grille, and then we're going to find an earth in the engine bay.
So we're going to connect the front indicators and park lights. So we've got clip lock wiring harness going through into the connector. Wire is down here that we're going to connect into. The second wire is going to go through into the other side of here. We're going to squeeze that together and make contact.
So that is actually what TJM give you.
Yeah, soldering down here is just not an option. It's just way too difficult to get down here with a soldering iron. So this will make a perfect contact and give us what we need.
There we have our indicator and our park light working.
Next up, we're going to connect the TJM isolator. This turns the winch on and off, isolates the battery, of course. Winch goes to there, that goes to the battery. Let's go and do it.
Let's go. Underneath the bull bar right now, we've got our positive and negative leads. So I'm going to run them up behind the grill and then towards the battery and the isolator switch. Both wires are now run. Our positive and negative are coming through from the winch up to the engine bay. So to put the winch isolator in, Dad's actually using a nutsert tool. Now, if you don't know what a nutsert tool, basically if you need to screw something in, oh yeah, there it is there.
It's like a nut. So instead of having a captive nut or a normal nut that you've got to get your hand up, we put that little thing in there and it's like a big pop rivet.
So right there, that's what we nutserted in. Now we can put our bolt and isolator switch into that. Okay, 2 positives. This here is the final cord. So remember, our isolator's still off, but now everything's connected.
Okay, what we're doing, we're just testing it. We've got a release switch here, so that all that does is releases your winch cable. You lock it in, down position, up position, and that
by release, also known as free spool.
Free spool, there we go. So I've got our winch cable, so we're just going to roll it out,
So that's our wireless remote control. That is golden. There it is. Number 2, if you're a little bit more old school, or for some reason maybe you've run out of battery, this here is wired. So you can plug that in, run the wire through your driver's window, in and out, easy as.
Josh likes this. This is the best.
The moment that we have been waiting for all day, we're gonna try this winch.
On. So I got in.
Always gotta do the isolator on. Oh, she works, baby. She works. Oh, how good. Final thing, putting the number plate on. Now, unfortunately at the front we don't have a slimline one, so if we're going at a bit of an angle, it looks like it will hit. So we'll definitely figure a solution for that. But at the moment, we'll whack it on anyway, so this car can finally be on the road.
Great day today. TJM Bullbar and winch fitted, looks amazing. Can't wait to get out on the tracks and actually try it out for real. But we've tried it out, we've run it out, sure works, spot on. I'll show you one of the great things I love about this bar. Come around here. Now check this out. The bumper bar actually goes wider, it's about 1 inch wider than the actual guards. So if you're going to run up against a tree or some bush, it's going to hit your bar first and not damage your panel work. I love that.
There's heaps more that we're going to do this 75. I mean, even on the bull bar alone, we've got UHF, we've got spotlights, we've got roof rack. So much more to come in future episodes. Make sure you subscribe, give us a like and a comment. Thanks for sticking around. See you next time.
Next time.